Just a sec. Good morning, Findlay Dreamers.
Good morning, Mrs. Adams.
And good morning, Findlay Scholars.
Good morning, Mr. Miller.
Good morning, Findlay family.
Good morning, Mr. Kirby. And today we have on Otto, and his brother may be in the background there, and Miles as well. Glad you're here.
We're so glad you're here. And you know what? When people come into the camera, sometimes, Mr. Miller, somebody comes in your office or the phone rings. Otto, that's okay if brothers and sisters come in. But what I wanted to say this morning is, Mr. Kirby, you reminded me of something, and Mr. Miller, you did too. Yesterday, I opened up a can of sparkling water because I was so thirsty, and I remembered this can aluminum top. And I wondered, why is Mr. Kirby and the Success Council, or Cool Kids, collecting these aluminum tops and not the whole can? So I did some research, just like students are doing here at Findlay, and I read that this little top is made of very strong aluminum. You can't bend it like you can crinkle the can. And so this is a little bit more valuable, and it's easier to collect and store. So that's why we're just asking for this little tiny top, because the Ronald McDonald House can get money for this precious aluminum to recycle. So thank you both for teaching me about why something so small can make such a difference in people's lives and in our earth.
And when we collect a lot of them, they're not small. They get bigger and bigger and bigger to help support the Ronald McDonald House and their families. We'll talk about bigger and bigger and bigger, a bigger list, a positive office referral list right in front of me. Today, it includes JJ from Mrs. McDermott's class, Yael, who's gotten this reward many times from Mrs. Spicer's, many times. I had the great joy of talking to his parent about that this week. And then we have Ben from Mrs. Brevard's class. Miss Stender chose, and peers in her class chose Eileen. She's such a great friend, always respectful. Caldrick, as well as a good friend from Mrs. Jinks's class. And he's always showing his evidence of work when he needs to. Then we have Susan from Mr. Williams' class, always making strong choices every single day online. Rusty, kind and helpful to others, as always, every day too. And then I love this, Mrs. Heiser chose two students. Niobe, helping out at lunchtime without being asked. Lucky, working hard on his reading every day too. And Mrs. Wilcox chose Maylene. She's making great progress in her reading. Congratulations to all. And I want to say something to the kindergarten classes out there, which I came into yesterday. I walked in, they had their voices off, and then I was able to start talking. In both classes, without me saying one word, they're so good at transitioning into the next person that comes into the room and getting ready to listen so carefully. So I'm proud of all of you in there. Keep it up. Thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Miller. That's kind of the magic of May in schools, when we don't have to prompt students so much because they've learned and they've made adjustments, and they are managing their own bodies and voices and imaginations and being contributing members of class. And that's when all the magic happens. So I almost forgot it was Thursday until I saw that twinkle in your eye, because you are so excited for that lunchtime meeting with those students who've been recommended. It's great to hear. And I also wanted to take a minute just to remind everybody to give yourself some grace. We're still working through a very different year, unlike any other, and we've all gotten tired of that. We've all gotten tired of keeping our mask on our nose. Maybe our glasses fog up. Maybe we're thinking about other things. But I just want to say that the Findlay community has done a great job of making the most of it. And that's not easy to do every day for over a year, to make the most of things. So I just wanted to say, give yourself a break. Give yourself a deep breath. Maybe go outside. The weather's increasingly becoming more fun to be out in, and the trees are blossoming, the flowers are blooming. Give yourself a break. Talk to your grown-ups first if you're at home, to go outside so that you're safe. But even here, take the opportunity during recess breaks to really take in the nature, because we need it. It's important to give yourself that grace and that space. So keep it up. We're doing great. I just wanted to remind everybody. Now, I think it's time to hear from our students. Otto?
I have a shout out.
Shout out.
Wow.
I have a shout out for Miss Roberts for teaching us about pollinators and what flowers they pollinate.
Excellent. Thank you, Otto. Maybe when we take one of these outdoor breaks, we can look for pollinators and flowers, huh? Thank you. Miles?
I have a shout out.
Shout
Shout
out.
Wow.
I have a shout out for Miss Spicer for teaching us good math.
Good math. Yes. Thank you, Miles. And thank you, Miss Spreitzer. And thank you to all of the teachers teaching good math, good writing, good letters, and good numbers. We appreciate it, because we know that we're going to need all of that good math and good writing someday if we find ourselves in college, right? So let's have a college cheer. Are you ready? I'm ready. 1, 2, ready, go.
2, 4, 6, 8.
When does fifth grade graduate?
20, 20, 20, 32.
2, 4, 6, 8. When does fourth grade graduate?
20, 20, 20, 33.
2, 4, 6, 8. When does third grade graduate?
20, 20, 20, 34.
2, 4, 6, 8. When does sixth grade graduate?
20, 20, 20,
35. 2, 4, 6, 8. When does first grade graduate?
20, 20, 20, 36.
2, 4, 6, 8. When does kindergarten graduate?
20, 20, 20, 37. Dreamers, dream big.
Dream big.
We believe.
We believe.
Whole heart.
Whole heart.
Be the change.
Be the change. And then wave.